since it is the closing out of 2023, I thought we could quickly cover our best game ep of 2023. Jay, what? And this is, it's worth noting, I pointed out to Jay, I would like this to not be the best game we played in 23 on a game ep. I would like to be our best game episode. So I think the experience of recording it and the experience, the fun maybe you had researching the subject, or just the amount of fun we had talking about it, just kind of from our perspective, this is for the listener, what we enjoyed recording about the most in 2023. I thought that would be interesting for us to quickly cover. So what did you have for that, Jay?
Oh man, to me it was close. It was close between TMNT, because of like what it meant, you know, and getting through that and talking about that, and everybody's got a story about Ninja Turtles, and we could talk about that all day. And then as much as Felios sticks out into my mind, I think it's more the game. But I think Super Mario 3 sticks out to me just because I didn't expect, you know, it's a game, obviously it's deep in nostalgia for many reasons. And I didn't expect the episode to be the way that it was. And so when I, you know, just reading it and going back and like watching some more of The Wizard and, you know, seeing some of these older magazines as an adult, going back and seeing like the pre-announcement of Mario 3 and some other things like that was fascinating. So I like that. Things that I thought I kind of knew but didn't know. So.
Sure. Okay. TMNT and Super Mario 3. Okay. Yeah, I kind of expected TMNT might be it for you, and it certainly was for me too. My first one was TMNT. Like, there's just too much nostalgia in that IP, and revisiting it all was, of course, a blast. Pulling up video clips and shit for the episode, and funny enough, like doing all that too, like all the research and shit for the episode. I feel like it kind of pumped up my algorithm hits for TMNT. So I started seeing more TMNT toy posts and stuff while I was doing that, and that was fun to me, you know.
You like Ninja Turtles? Look at this new Ninja Turtles series toy.
Right. Well, no, even like just the old retro accounts. There's a million like just literally accounts just posting fucking. There's so many figurines and playsets and shit for those toys that there are entire feeds that are nothing but individual characters and stuff. You know, most of the big toy lines have those, of course, but. Getting all that pushed up in my feeds was kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, I think it. I also mentioned to you, privately that I think it's one of our top 5 eps, just period. Like the quality of our episodes, you know, both in just kind of the, I guess, shared IP appreciation we had. I think led to a really good conversation, and was just in many ways was a lot of fun and a quality fucking episode. So that, of course, is cool to me too. My honorable mention actually would be, it's funny you say, like, I felt Super Mario Bros. 3, like we didn't even know we were going to do it that way. It just like, I guess maybe my anal retentive BB stacking bullshit is why this is the case. I mean, we talked about it as like a special thing. We knew we were using like a whole magazine, essentially, the strategy guide, to accompany it, so inherently it would have a lot. But like, it felt to me like it just felt like it fucking went on forever, man. It felt like the episodes were too long. It felt like I don't know, we weren't able to do it qualitative justice because of how much there was. But it's like there's all this quality stuff to assess in it, but like the analysis of it is not intricate enough, or there's not enough there for the analysis to be interesting. Like, the game is interesting, but it's just, and this may be a credit to Nintendo, Nintendo's able to create a game that is so much fun and so cool and has so much going on in it, but there's not anything to talk about there. And like, I think that is a Nintendo compliment, that they can create a game that is simple enough to not be worth talking about, but is amazing to play. You know what I mean?
I think that's how I felt about it, though. Yeah. Like, because I had beat it many, many times, it was kind of like, I could talk about this all day. You know, but I just instinctively knew there's not a whole lot to analyze. Like, we could talk about these things.
Right. Yeah. But there were some, of course, there were nuances we found, and looking back, magazine appearances, there's a ton of shit. Of course, we fucking filled like 9 hours of content, I think, out of that game. So there's plenty there, sure. But at times it felt like, I don't know. Fair. Just from a hosting perspective, I was like, oh God, this episode's never going to end. How could anyone possibly want to listen to this? And maybe that's how the listeners feel. I don't know. Our numbers are actually kind of low on those episodes. which was surprising to me. Anyways, my actual honorable mention would be Shadow the Ninja, I think. Yeah, all those ninja options and the accompanying ninja jokes are just too much goddamn fun for me. So I really had a blast with, and that was a fantastic game too. And like, it's probably the game of the year from a discovery perspective. Like I think you're saying, I mean, honestly, it's kind of funny. Both our honorable mentions are this. I think it's what you're saying about Philios. It's like, it was a game you didn't know existed at all. Definitely didn't know it was anywhere near that good. And that, of course, adds to the experience, too, from our perspective. It just makes you more enthusiastic about the podcasting nuts and bolts of it, because you're experiencing a game for the first time. That is truly fun.
Yes.
Cool part about doing the podcast, of course. So yeah, just wanted to get into that before we got out of here, since it's the end of the year. Happy fucking New Year, Loric Disciples.